Here are some of the most savage YouTube responses to Meghan Markle's new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. Hi, all. Kinsey Schofield here. I just wanted to take a moment to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you. Because of your support, this channel has officially reached 100,000 subscribers. And this milestone means the world to me. And it's all because of your likes, comments, shares, and love. Whether you've been here from the beginning or just joined the journey, please know that you are seen. I see your comments. I love watching the chat. And I actually love watching how much you guys enjoy talking to each other. Hey, Carol, you recognize each other and reference conversations from the day before. So know that I do see you. You are valued and you are appreciated more than words can say. If you're watching and haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to join this amazing community. Your support helps the channel grow. Your voice adds to the conversation and your presence truly makes a difference. So hit that subscribe button and make sure you get notifications as well so you can chat with us in real time. Let's keep building this tribe together. In the meantime, Meghan Markle's latest podcast launch has been charmingly described as stomach turning after she received scathing criticism over her narcissistic Netflix series. Let me ask you, are Meghan's Hollywood dreams crumbling? Let me know in the comments below. While she did manage to chart in the top 10 in the US and Canada, I should stress below everywhere else, it's a far cry from her Joe Rogan domination. And I just want to state for the record that I predicted that. I said there's going to be no Joe Rogan, no return of Meghan Markle dominating the charts and taking that top spot away from Joe Rogan. The reviews for Confessions of a Female Founder are in, and if Meghan Googles herself as much as we know she does, she will not be happy with them. Critically and socially, Markle's podcast has been met with a less than stellar reception, earning only 2 stars from outlets like The Telegraph, Standard, and The Guardian. And actually today, I wish I could remember what paper it was, but I saw a 1 star, which is pretty bad. One major criticism was that listeners anticipated insightful advice from Meghan's guest, Bumble founder Whitney Wolfe Herd, but instead, the conversation frequently shifted back to Meghan's own experiences, offering little of the expected wisdom. Critic Chris Binion slammed the show for its lack of depth, arguing, "Imagine the drive, the talent, the decisions, and sheer bloody ruthlessness it must take to achieve what she, Whitney, has. We get none of it. In this perfumed echo chamber, the best we get is a sense that Wolford didn't love school and that she wishes she hadn't worked so hard." Critic Rachel RSD from The Guardian criticized the show as sycophantic and stomach-turning, saying it's hardly a manual of specific constructive business advice. It's simply an effusive chinwag between 2 like-minded pals that may as well have taken place behind a deluxe set of closed doors. India Block from The Standard argued that Meghan's podcast style seemed outdated and too focused on her own experiences rather than offering valuable insight. Meanwhile, The Express said the episode veered too far away from meaningful conversations and focused too much on casual chats and superficial topics. Many critics agreed the podcast lacked substance and failed to deliver, valuable business strategies. But YouTube commentators were a little more blunt. One writes, "It's so ironic that the bully Meghan Markle is speaking about being bullied. She is one of the least credible women on the planet, and there is so much evidence on the internet to prove it." Another says, "Confessions of a Female Founder appears to be yet another strategic vehicle for Meghan Markle to surround herself with paid compliments celebrating her beauty, strength, and uniqueness, as though that alone were a masterclass in entrepreneurship. Anyone tuning in expecting genuine insight into building a business, such as funding, team building, market strategy, or even a sliver of practical advice will be sorely disappointed. But then again, why would such details matter when the spotlight is on 2 privileged women who either inherited their path or married their way into them? Let's be honest. There's no real struggle here, no real story, just glossy self-promotion wrapped in elite detachment. The result? Something entirely unrelatable, uninspiring, and frankly, quite tedious. Should I just drop the mic? Should I just slam my laptop down like Prince Philip and storm out? Because that's the quote. That's the comment. Similar, this commenter says Meghan has people on her show to interview her, while one user suggests return to the Senabale case. Yeah, we get you. That is a much bigger story, isn't it? One commentator joked, podcast should be called Confessions of a Narcissistic Hypochondriac. Another joked, why is she always whispering? Is she afraid she's going to lose her voice again? Speaking of her voice, we got a lot of comments on her voice, by the way. One user says, this voice, so dramatic, so exaggerating, so heavy and burdened, and most of all, so incredibly ridiculous. Another user says, interesting how she didn't seem to have the same mentality back in the UK to rise above. She certainly gets more criticism now than back then. Straight to the point, this comment says, so fake and boring. Another comment focuses on Meghan's history with exaggerating, saying everything is life and death, facepalm emoji. This commenter agrees. She had it all, done it all. Everything happened to her. Her tone is so exaggerated, sing-song tone so fake, with another user replying, old gal trying too hard. Here's a comment that says, yuck, playing the victim card again. It's relentless. With a reply that says, right, spare me. Now she thinks she's Cher. Megaflop can't keep track of her copious lies. Another exchange reads, the biggest bully playing victim, with a user agreeing, great comment, the original poster, then commenting under that, had it with these two, can't wait to see their titles removed. This comment we can all probably get behind. It just says, make it stop. Make it stop. Have you seen any reviews you want us to discuss or highlight? Let me know in the comments below. I would say that if you listen to Rupert Bell and I talk on Heirs and Spares or Royally Unfiltered, he has said on multiple occasions, and I completely agree with him, except he tends to hit it home more than I do because I did not do a lot of investing in the Archetypes podcast. But he did, especially with the Serena Williams episode, because he wanted to hear about Serena Williams. And he has said throughout the hype around the Limonada podcast, Meghan's got to become a better interviewer. Meghan's got to learn how to focus the attention on the subject, on the guest, and not try to hijack that for herself. And clearly she has not learned that lesson here. But why would she when her publicist bent over backwards to get her a bunch of plastic trophies that are probably sitting in her office right now, that when Lily wakes up from her naps, she gets to come in and admire mom's trophies in the office. So I do think that that's a lesson she clearly hasn't had a chance to learn. It was also one of the arguments that critics suggested in With Love, Meghan, like, why don't you ask the people you're talking to anything about themselves? It's all about you and your frozen TV dinners. Unfortunately, for season 2, we believe that that's already wrapped and it's already been recorded. I imagine that a significant amount of this podcast has already been recorded too, based on the way that she works. But I do think that if she wants this to be her future, she's got to become better at, it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People, girlfriend. I will send you a copy of Dale Carnegie. Okay. It's as simple as that. I mean, and a lot of these people are tuning in to hear about the other person because Meghan's just not that interesting. Okay. I said to Jeremy Kyle this week, I was like, we do not give Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace enough credit for how likable they made these two people seem, Harry and Meghan. They are so unlike the people that were working under the British royal umbrella back in 2017, 2018. They're not like those people at all. 2019 even. I don't think they're very nice and I don't think they're very interesting. And that's to say the least. But I want to know what your opinion is. Make sure you let me know in the comments below and like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being a part of the 100K. I love you dearly. I'm Kinsey Schofield.